What's happening, guys? My name is Adam, aka Speedy Spectrum, and welcome back to Let's Play Pikmin 2. In the last episode, we returned to Hocotate only to find out our company was in financial ruin. So now we have returned to the planet of the Pikmin to recover treasures and pay back the debt. But things got off to a rocky start as we got separated from Louie. Thankfully, we reunited and claimed our first treasure. For day 2, we are going to return to the Valley of Repose yet again because, well, we really don't have much choice now, do we? Now, unlike the first game, the tutorial in Pikmin 2 lasts for 2 days because we will be introduced to some new mechanics. And I love how the ship literally spits us out when we land. I just wanted to comment on that. Good morning, workers. Ready for another day of toiling for the profit of your company? The Pikmin seem to still be asleep inside their onion. What lazy creatures. No wonder they lack survival skills. Stand beneath the onion and press the A button to call them out. So it works exactly as it did in the first game. Stand below, press the A button, and call them out, like this. We're going to need all 20 of our red Pikmin for today, because our first task is to grow more red Pikmin. I know, what a shocker. Am I right? There are quite a few pellets that we can bring back. Speaking of which, we'll need to throw 5 Pikmin up on this high ledge. Or at the very least 5, I should say. And speaking of the number 5, these pellet posies have the number 5. The higher the number on a pellet posy, the more Pikmin it will produce. It should also be noted that if you throw a Pikmin directly onto a pellet posy, it will be destroyed instantly. Now I'm going to head over in the direction where Louie crash landed temporarily, and that is because there are some Pikmin to be found there. But before I do that, let's go ahead and pluck these guys. And Louie, I don't want you lollygagging about, so you can come with me. You will also notice that there is a sun meter in the upper part of the screen. The sun meter tracks the time of day, and it will gradually move to the right. And once it gets to the other side, the day automatically ends. But we'll talk more about that a little bit later on. Not in this video, mind you, but in the future. Okay, we've got some pellet posies up here that need destroying. And I believe this is the only place where said pellet posies can occur. By that I mean there aren't any pellet posies all the way down there. But I do want to check something. Is it still there? Yes, Louie's imprint is still visible. That is freaking hilarious. I know I've already commented on how funny it is, but I'm serious, it's just so funny. If you imagine just how hard he landed, enough that it made a permanent imprint on the snow, I'm stunned to think he's actually still alive. And oh, good. The 5 pellets sprouted, and now it's being brought back. This should also be a given, but plucking Pikmin takes a lot less time with 2 captains. Yeah, remember how monotonous and boring that was in the first game? Not as much of a problem in here. And it'll be even better once we acquire a certain item, but that's not going to be for a long time. And speaking of a long time, it's taking you guys quite a while to bring back the pellets. I'll have more than enough time to complete all of my objectives for the day. Because our next I don't want to take out any more Pikmin because I can't. Okay. Now where were we? Ah yes, plucking some more Pikmin. And there are 2 more sprouts here. Very nice. So when all is said and done, we should have a grand total of 47 red Pikmin. Alright, now that everyone is all present and accounted for, let's take care of this bag right here. This bag requires 35 Pikmin to be thrown on top. Or should I say a weight of 35, and that's no problem for us. Now right here, we saw this guy on our very first day, but now it's time to give us a proper introduction. This is a Dwarf Red Bulborb. Dwarf Red Bulborbs are the most basic enemy you will encounter. You can either swarm them or you can throw Pikmin directly on top of them. It should be noted that if you manage to hit it with one of your thrown Pikmin, it will die instantly. The same, however, cannot be said about this guy. This is a Red Bulborb. The first thing you want to do is approach it from the back. Do not attack it from the front, that will lead to disaster. Then throw like no tomorrow. Red Bulborbs are much bigger and they are much stronger than their dwarf counterparts because they can eat Pikmin much more quickly. We're going to divide and conquer a little bit because while that squadron is bringing back the spoils, we'll take the remaining Pikmin with Louie and have them work on this wall. It should also be noted that Red Bulborbs were called Spotty Bulborbs in the first Pikmin game. They also have much less health in Pikmin 2, making them easier to deal with. Still, you shouldn't underestimate them. Now, assuming no Pikmin have died, we should have around 70 by the time everything has been salvaged. The golden rule for saving time in Pikmin is quite simple. You need to assign small groups of Pikmin to work on time-consuming tasks, and that's exactly what Louie's group is doing right now. Whoa, we got 12 Pikmin from that Red Bulborb. Very nice. Speaking of Red Bulborbs, Dwarf Red Bulborbs were known as Dwarf Bulborbs in Pikmin 1 because there were no additional Bulborb species. Not the case in this game. Oh boy, we're going to meet a lot of different Bulborbs, I can say that. Okay, with all of that said and done... Oh, we didn't actually bring back the dwarf's carcass. Let's go ahead and do that. That's not the only thing we can bring back. Right here is our very next treasure. It's a crushed tomato sauce can. And it's got a weight of 35, so it will take quite a bit of time before we're ready to bring it back. The remaining 3 stragglers can help the others work on the wall. But I need to head back to base with Olimar in order to pluck the upcoming Pikmin. Alright, almost there. Just a little further, and there we have it. Very nice indeed. Oh wow, 70 Pikmin right on the dot. That was just a random estimate. I can marvel at my guess later because the wall's been destroyed. How could Pikmin destroy such a massive wall? When massed, their might is ferocious. Louie, did Olimar instruct you on proper Pikmin commanding protocol? Apparently not. Olimar, you are failing in your duty as a superior. Allow me to explain. Press the A button to grab Pikmin and release to throw them. Call them into a group with the B button. Press the X button to disband the group. Use the C stick to issue orders and objectives to the group. The C stick is useful for swarming Pikmin around treasure and enemies, or making them march in a line. I find that having them march in a line is typically not the most useful tactic, but it is nice to know. You'll be using the C-stick a lot in this game. Trust me. All right, they've almost brought the can back. And it is a tomato sauce can, as confirmed by the Pikmin Wiki. Or the Pikipedia, as it's called. Yeah, you gotta love those clever names, don't you? Anywho, here we have a treasure with a rather clever name, I must say, worth 170 Pokos. This is the Utter Scrap. Yeah, that's pretty much what I would have called it. Now that the treasure has been collected, we are ready to see what lies beyond the wall. I'll tell you what lies beyond the wall. Our next big gameplay addition. You will notice that there is a snowman with a smiley face. No, that's not the big addition. This hole is right here. But before I talk about that, we've got water right here. No way of traversing it with red Pikmin, so we'll have to come back to the Valley of Repose a little bit later. But for now, the hole. Interesting. Warm air is welling up from the hole in the ground before you. What could lie underground? What is wrong? You both show expressions of unease. Do not fear. The leader's group of Pikmin will join you. I shall dispatch my research pod too. Approach the hole and press the A button to jump in. And that is precisely what we are going to do in the next video when we explore the Emergence Cave. See you guys next time.